Hello there, YouTubers! Here we have something that very long-term viewers may remember. This was part of one of the first videos I ever uploaded. Full presentation. I'm not sure if it's still there. It may have gotten into copyright problems so that I had to delete it. This is the Ultrasound model CTD-500 stereo cassette deck. This is kind of a special one because this is one of the first, if not the first, cassette deck that I ever bought because I wanted to have it as kind of a collectible, as something that I would have just in order to have it, you know. As you can see, it's a nice and small little unit, really quite neat, quite small. I like it. Still remember, I bought this for €5 at a flea market, and yeah, as I said, I don't know if it was the first cassette deck that I ever bought at a flea market or what, but €5 I paid for this thing, and I really just wanted to have it because it was small, but it still had all the features and functions that I wanted to have back then. And well, you can probably tell my standards back then were pretty low. But of course, I'd been used to using a horrible compact stereo for recording cassettes, and that didn't have any features at all. So this thing actually had everything I wanted to have, believe it or not. And in a way, that's true. It's, you know, it's not a very fancy unit, but it's not missing anything. So you have, obviously, the cassette compartment right there. Your standard array of controls down there. Pause. This the fast forward button is sticking up a little bit. Has always been that way. I don't know why. In the corner right here where you'd expect the power switch, we have the Dolby switch. This does have Dolby noise reduction, Dolby B. Unfortunately, it's a very bad implementation. This, if you play Dolby encoded cassettes on this, they really don't sound very good. And if you record cassettes using the Dolby, they are going to sound pretty horrible on any other cassette deck. We do have a headphone jack up there as well as a record light. And you notice this, this thing is in kind of a weird spot, but it's there. It's there. It's all there. Then we have the VU meter. The VU meters are kind of strange. They don't really react like you'd expect them to react. It's more like when there is a signal, they all turn on, than it is that one single LED at a time turns on, corresponding to the playback level. Now, so yeah, VU meters are there, but they're kind of weird. Do have a tape counter. That's another thing I liked. Of course, was missing on that horrible compact stereo. Record button right there. It's a gang potentiometer, so it can actually move the two independently as well as both together. And down here, that's another thing, manual level control, this whole entire portion. Didn't have that on the compact stereo, of course. Here's a power switch. It's kind of, yeah, as you can see, if you want to push it, you're pushing the cassette deck. So that's, don't like that. Here we have a tape selector, normal, chrome, and metal cassettes, although I highly doubt that the heads in this are going to be capable of recording metal cassettes properly. And then finally, have a pair of microphone inputs. And that's really it. So we turn it around. We have fuse, power source, of course. We have, now this was kind of smashed in whenever I got the cassette deck, but I did manage to put this switch back together. It doesn't have any sort of a clicky positioning anymore. You can see you can also move it into the center, so it's kind of messed up, but it did work. Inputs, outputs, DIN jack. And that screw right there belongs to a voltage regulator I had to put in. We're going to see that later on. Now this wood grain, this was something I put on because the original silver finish paint was just coming off and the thing was starting to rust and really wasn't looking all that great, so that's why I did that. Now this thing overall is not in the best condition, and so we're going to take this thing apart. Yep, we're going to take it apart. I have no more use for this. It is kind of cheap, as we are going to find out. You know, it has all the features I would like it to have, but definitely not the kind of audio quality that I'd expect. And also, this is in kind of a sad condition. This is that is scratched up, that is scratched up, this knob, some dents down in there, Dolby logos coming off. Really not the greatest. So, as I said, have no more use for it, and it doesn't look that great, so we're going to take it apart, we're going to see what's inside, we're going to see how it works, we're going to see what makes it work, how it's all being done, what the quality is like, and all that. And then, the good news is, this is not going into the trash. Nope, I will be using this as the base for a DrCassette's workshop project. We're going to turn it into something that, with a very, very high chance, is never going to become obsolete. Unlike this thing, so let's go ahead and get started.